Hello and welcome to this training. In this video, we're going to be talking about leadership. Specifically, we're going to be doing a talk about adaptive leadership. It's it's interesting how many times I have answered the question, why am I having to do this? Why am I responsible? And it really comes down to the fact that it's because you're a leader. You have chosen to lead other people, which means you're responsible for I'm going to say for their success. And ultimately, they have to take the action. They have to put the work in. They have to develop themselves. But realistically, you have the ability to create the container, the environment in which the person is either going to thrive, they're going to survive, or they're not going to make it. And that container comes down to really you. Comes down to your ability to adapt, to be able to communicate in certain ways, to be able to influence. And the question isn't whether or not the person can be successful. The question is are you, as the leader, able and willing to adapt in the way necessary for them to be able to achieve success? Are you willing to adapt? And then the second question is it worth it? So in the early 2000s, there was a study commissioned by a company called Intermetrics that looked at how people process information. But really what that was, it was called the Genius Study. It said, okay, why is it that some people achieve a high level of success while other people don't? What are their natural talents? And they found that there wasn't a natural talent that was the differentiating factor, but there were two things. It was authenticity, knowing or self-awareness, knowing who they were, what their strengths and their weaknesses, but authenticity. They had created an environment or accidentally ended up in an environment where their success was dependent upon their strengths and their weaknesses were mitigated by people and process. That means every single person that is leading you has the ability to perform at top peak performance if you can create an environment in which their success is dependent upon their strengths and their weaknesses are mitigated by people, process, habit, or choice, which really comes down to, again, you as the leader. What environment? What are you putting in? So when you're coming into this discussion, the mindsets around adaptive leadership is that you are responsible for adapting to the people who are in your organization. And really, it puts a lot of burden, puts a lot of responsibility on you. But that's one of the things that I promote. And I promote that it's like your ability to hold that ground where who you are is perfect and who they are is perfect. And you need to communicate slightly differently in order to get the result. Then your ability to adapt is going to influence their success. And if you can't or aren't willing to, then let them go. Help them find a leader that is a better natural fit or is more willing to adapt. So that's basically the mindset when it comes to adaptive leadership is you've got to recognize who your people are. What are their strengths and what are their weaknesses? And then ask yourself, am I able and willing to adapt to help this person succeed? Can I change the environment? Can I change my communication? Can I adapt to help them win? And then the second question is it worth it? Is it worth my time? Is it worth my energy? Looking at those two, if the answer is no for either of those, you either A, need to develop your skills, which will make it so that you can, or so that it's worth it, doesn't take as much time, or B, you need to help that person leave. Help them find a better leader, a better fit, something where they'll be able to thrive so that they're not taking away your time from the people you can lead, and so that you're not taking away from their hope of what's possible for them. Anyway, I'll end this like I do most of my trainings. Reality isn't fact. Reality isn't real. Reality is what you make it. Make it a great day. Bye for now, guys.